Welcome back, little flexers. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're looking at Charizard and Braxien. Charizard and Braxien is a cute little deck that revolves around this main attacker. Charizard and Braxien here, 270 health, fire type attacker, and the Brilliant Flare attack. Now for 4 energy, you can do 180 damage, which is enough to two-shot everything in the format. And it says you may search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So Charizard and Braxien is this cool little mix of attacking power and control power that you have, right? Searching out any card from your deck up to 3 is an extremely strong attack. Anytime that we've seen this kind of effect, it's been very, widely used, generally speaking. I mean, you love being able to search cards out of your deck and be able to find, combos that you need. So one of the biggest combos that we have in the deck is our Welder combo. Of course, we play Welder in this deck. Welder to attach 2 fire energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. And then if you do draw 3 cards, that's how we're going to get our main attackers all powered up. Other combos that we have in the deck revolve around Crushing Hammer. Crushing Hammer is a really good card for this deck to slow down ADP as much as possible. You are a slower deck, and I've been saying it for a while. Generally speaking, the slower decks are going to need to utilize Crushing Hammer in order to prevent ADP from just running train on you. So Crushing Hammer, pretty necessary. Another combo that we have in the deck revolves just around Lieutenant Surge in general. So if you go behind on prizes, again, we're talking about a little bit of a slower deck. We're assuming that our opponent is going to be able to take a prize first, so we can go ahead and Lieutenant Surge a strategy and play a bunch of our supporters that we need to. One of the supporters that we like to play is Green's Exploration. Green's Exploration can search out anything from the deck that we need, as long as it's a trainer card, of course. But you can search out the Quick Balls. You can search out the Great Potion. You can search out the Gust in the form of Great Catcher. You can search out the Reset Stamp. A lot of different things that you can get with that card. The other thing that we can use, or of course we play a bunch of other supporters. We can also use Mallow and Lana to heal. We can also use Guzma Hala to search out Stadium and Energy and tools. We can use Cynthia and Caitlin to recover something from the discard. And we can also use our own Hard Gust in the form of Boss's Orders. Finally rounding out here with a Team Yell Grunt to kind of put the perfect capstone on our energy denial of ADP strategy. Have a couple of other attackers that I didn't talk about. The first one is Volcanion, primarily useful for that Flare Starter attack. We also have Reshiram and Charizard-GX, a really nice card here for the Double Blaze. Double Blaze being able to do up to 300 damage if you have 6 energy attached, but also a very useful attack here. Flare Strike doing 230 for 4 energy. We've included an Eevee Snorlax in the list. This is primarily for any deck that runs water attackers, so something like Inteleon would be a good reason to utilize Eevee Snorlax. Going to be able to do to an Inteleon VMAX 240 damage with that dump truck press. So that is the list, you guys. I hope you enjoy. As always, it'll be down in the description below. These next couple of games are YouTube exclusive, so I hope you enjoy my chats about whatever's on my mind. So thanks for dialing it in today, and enjoy these next couple of games. Hey, here we are doing another YouTube exclusive video. Thank you guys for keeping up the like streak on the last 2 videos. We got both of those to 40 likes, so I really appreciate that, guys. There is a code down in the description below to say thank you. I mean, it's not, enough of a thank you, but you know what? If you guys keep liking the videos, I'll keep making the videos. It just makes me so happy that you would enjoy the video enough to want to spread the word about it, want to drop a little likeicity on the video. It just makes me really happy. So thank you once again, guys, for all your support, and hopefully we can get this video to 40 likes and keep that streak going. So we got a quick ball here from my opponent, Zacian, coming down, and this is about as ideal as you could ever want with this kind of deck. We're gonna try. We have the Yell Grunt. Okay, so I almost want to put down Eevee Snorlax because we can Megaton friends. It is probably best to go for the Volcanion, in all honesty. And they hit an energy off of the Intrepid Sword. This is if you could pick out the cards, you probably couldn't pick out much better than this. So we'll go Volcanion. We got to go with the Yell Grunt. And then what I'm going to look to do on the following turn is I'm going to look to Gust Up the Zacian and High Heat Blast. Now, the question becomes, do I put the Eevee Snorlax down? We just started with absolute garbage in our hand, so we'll go with the Flare Starter. At least we have this Volcanion. I don't think they'll take a knockout on the active, but they might. They might take a knockout on the active. I mean, they could go Energy Switch, Attach, Metal Saucer, a second Energy Switch. So there's the Energy Switch. We know that they're getting the Ultra Creation here on this turn, which is exactly what I was afraid of. And a Crushing Hammer comes down, but tails. So I love doing these YouTube exclusive videos. They are a ton of fun. And because I feel like when I'm on Twitch, I'm kind of beholden to Twitch chat. You know what I mean? Like, I am... All right, we have to drop this. We have to. I don't have a choice at this point. We are kind of beholden to Twitch chat in the sense that, you know, we have to make sure that we're making the right plays, and we have to make sure that things are going, you know, exactly as we need them to go. And we're always thinking about, okay, oh, did I make this play right? Did I make this play right? And then there are people in the chat, and some people are great, like legitimately curious. You know, they're like, well, is this play correct, or did I do the right thing here? And you know, they actually want to know that. And then there are other people that like challenge plays, and they are just challenging them for the sake of for the sake of challenging them. You know, it's like, well, geez, like, you made a bad play, you misplayed there, and it's like a little anxiety inducing. You know what I mean? All right, so we'll go. Anyway, so that's what I love, the YouTube exclusive videos. All right, we got the Welder here on the Eevee Snorlax. Buddy. Oh, buddy. Let's give me a little Tag Call. Guzma Hala. I mean, there's a route here. It's not a great route, but there's a route here. We need more resources in our hand is what we need. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to burn this Scoop Up Net, just in case they have a Marnie or something like that, and then we'll go High Heat Blast on the active. So we will get a knockout here with the Megaton Friends. That'll be pretty cool. If we could get a Welder and a couple more energy, we could actually draw into the cards we need, but I don't see that actually happening. We're going to be pretty lucky if we even get an energy to attack. And the whole thing, the whole operation could go down if they just play like a Zigzagoon or a Vitality Band, right? Because then they'd just be... Or if they get heads on a Crushing Hammer. Yeah, I don't know that there's a route now for us to win. We would have needed the... Jeez, dude, we would have needed an energy attachment. We didn't need a Welder. They're gonna boss up. Okay, and that pretty much does it. Okay, well, I was a little bit premature with the Tag Call, because obviously if we could Tag Call and move ourselves back to the bench, we'd be super happy to do that. But it's looking like an attach. I think this game is just about over, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go Cynthia Caitlin. Discard the Volk. Take back the boss. I mean, they didn't even have to do much of anything. All right. We needed a switch there. Didn't get it. And we're just gonna have to pass. That's the other thing about doing YouTube exclusive stuff, right? When you're not on stream, it's like, I don't get to rip the best parts. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. So we got another game to roll here. Lost our 5-game win streak, unfortunate. But them's the breaks, as they say. Them is the breaks. All right, Mahaha Baba is our next victim. Coming in chilly with that Darmanitan coin. But I hope you guys are having a great day today. It's truly truly abysmal here in Columbus, Ohio. I swear I'm in like a prison cell, essentially. And I totally meant to go second there, but I didn't. Okay, so we'll just pretend that you know, we were forced to go second. Oh, good, and we're playing against an opponent's welder deck that also presumably would like to go second. So, yeah, it's like the light here. It's not very flattering, but it looks like a dungeon down here. But it definitely is. Certainly. Certainly is dark and gloomy today. All right, let's get rid of the Eevee Snorlax. Let's get ourselves one of these fellas. And then we're chilling, man. We got our two boys out. They're happy. Home from college. Welcome back, Reshiram and Charizard, and Braixen and Charizard. Do you think Charizards get jealous of each other? The Scoopicity. All right, we got one more game with this deck, man. Let's get a good one in here. Do you think Charizards get jealous of each other? Like, do you think the Charizard Braxien card, like the Charizard on that card, gets jealous of, like, the Mega Charizard? Because Mega Charizard is way more expensive. Alternatively, what do you think Braxen is feeling like? You think Braxen's like, man, I'm just happy to be here. Like, man, I'm just an overlooked, you know, middle stage Pokemon. Like, gee, thanks. Gee, thanks for the inclusion, you know? Feels good, man. All right. So, Tsubaki, our next victim. Let's see if we can't get our win streak to positive records. Great start, to be honest. Get ourselves this little fella. I'll put the heat fire here. Well, we should see what we get first. Let's Pokégear to see if we need to go for a welder. We do. Okay. We'll go greens here. And we'll get ourselves a welder. We can get ourselves like a switch and a welder. That seems pretty good, right? Because we can get into next turn. We can get into a. Well, we don't even need the welder, to be honest. What if we went? We do need the switch. Well, we don't know hammers. Hammers are a big deal. Okay, so we should take the welder. That is the safest play. We don't need the welder, presumably, right? Because we're gonna get 3 energy attached to the bench. But we should take a welder. So we'll go flare starter. That's just the safest play here. We could take something else, but then if they hammer us, then we don't have a shot at brilliant flaring on the next turn. So I think this is the best thing. It's kind of awkward. We're spreading our energy a little bit on the, like, awkwardly. Like, I think we would, in an ideal world, we would want 2 and 2, or just going here knowing that we could take something else other than the welder. But yo, they're playing ADP, our second ADP deck. And we see the attachment. Are they going to spike draw? They probably got a spike draw. I don't see any way for them to get an altered creation on this turn. So we do see that Sonya going to search out 2 basic energy. Okay, interesting. And more than likely a spike draw. No spike draw, eh? I gotta say, chat, looking a little sketch here. I'm not sure why no spike draw. And then now we have a choice. Do we want to go with the greens? That was a huge top deck for us. And I think we do, because what we're going to do here, we're just going to go with a brilliant flare and find some other things. So we could go here. Let's go crushing. Let's just go 2 crushings and really put the pressure on. If we can get one of these crushing hammerheads, we're in a super good spot to prevent them from getting the altered creation. So we're going to be a little bit risky, but we know we have in the back pocket the welder. So we'll go ahead and attach. Well, do we want to bring this active? Sure. We might as well. Let's go Crushing Hammer. Crushing Hammer. Oh, let's go. Switch on into it, and then we'll go Brilliant Flare. So this is exactly why you play the Crushing Hammers in this deck. You know, some people might argue that, you know, the Crushing Hammers maybe aren't the best, just considering that you are that you're working with you know, a greens deck that wants to just have a bunch of resources in hand. But on the other side of the coin, like I feel like it's not a bad inclusion in the deck, because you can do things like that, and just you're a slower deck. So I've been saying this for a long time, like you're a slower deck, so you're generally going to need a little bit more techage against a deck like ADP, right? Because you're just going to have a hard time against a deck like ADP if you don't have any way to slow them down, generally. The way that you would beat ADP without hammers is like you would get into a late game situation where, great Marnie for my opponent. Oh, but that's a great top deck. You would get into a late game situation where you just decimate their hand and take out their main attacker. But if they could get like 2 main attackers up, you know, I mean, ADP still has a route against that. So I feel like the Crushing Hammers are certainly worthwhile. And we'll see here. So Training Court does actually help us eventually, as soon as this guy goes down. We're going to look to set up another Charizard card. We got Knockout here. I think they're going to retreat into the Coco. That would be my guess, to prevent this one from taking the damage. But no, a Spike Draw. Okay, interesting. So now we have Knockout, Knockout, and then we just need to figure out a third KO. So let's go Brilliant Flare, KO, search the deck, of course, get ourselves Tag Call, the Welder, and Giant Hearth. Sure. Could also get ourselves the E-Ham, or the Crushing Hammer, I should say. But this is, again, it's a little bit more conservative, and I like that a little bit more. So I don't think that there's a way for them to Ultra Creation on the next turn. So I'm just going to take my chances. There's also a chance that we could rip, there's also a chance that we could rip our last Crushing Hammer out of the prizes, but that didn't happen. That's okay. One other thing we can do with this hand is we can go in with the Great Catcher. Since we know that the ADP is probably going to come up to the active, we could just Great Catcher it up in like early, right? Because we know that they're going to go here with the they're going to bead. Of course they're going to bead. All right. Well, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah, of course you beat in this situation. I was thinking the same exact thing, Tsubaki. So beat is gonna make its way into play here, and yeah, that actually happened. That actually happened. We'll see what they opt to go for. This is a Dance of the Ancients. Are they just going to? Don't tell me they're going to Dance the Ancients onto here so they can Ultimate Ray. That would be... They are. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, as long as they don't Reset Stamp us or Marnie us, we have a pretty good hand here to be able to deal with this. And so they do the 160 to the active. We're going to have to figure out how we can combat this. I mean, it's going to take another Charizard and Braxien. We could go with the Mallow Lana, but well, does that make sense? Like, it kind of makes sense. We just don't know if they play Giant Hearth, because we could go Mallow and Lana into Volcanion. That'd be kind of cute. Let's go Giant Hearth. Giant Hearth away a Pokégear. Yeah, we probably could have gotten rid of the Quick Ball, to be honest. Yeah, Quick Ball is probably a little bit better of a discard there. But we'll go Volk. I think Mallow and Lana is probably the best. I just don't know if they play Big Charm or not. That's my thing. I don't know if they play Big Charm or not. Because we could also go Welder onto the Charizard Braxen. But I don't know if they play Welder. So we're going to go here. Let's Mallow Lana. And we'll discard Quick Ball for sure. And then Guzma Hala. That gets us some energy. Yeah, we'll go Guzma Hala. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And then we could switch back into the Charizard Braxien. We're just kind of, I don't know, trying to figure out what would be the best routing for us. So a High Heat Blast does 110, and then assuming that they do not have Big Charm, then we'd be getting the knockout on the next turn. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna put the pressure on them. This is like ideal, right? Because it forces them into a 7-prize game. But it could all go awry if they have some kind of healing or if they have a Big Charm, because then that means that we can't get the knockout with the next attack. So we do see that boss's orders. That's fine. I am not worried about that at all. We see another 150. We're going to take the knockout here on the active and set up another Charizard Braxien to go for the Gust play. Really, the Gust play on the Crobat. That's going to be our win condition. So, and there is the Gust. We will Giant Hearth away a Great Catcher feels bad because we're just going to go for the Gust on the Crobat. So here's that Welder. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get a yes. That's great. And yeah, we'll Brilliant Flare, take the knockout, and then we just have to get Gust. So we already have Gust in hand. So I'm going to take cards that don't really matter to our strat. So like Surge, we can't use at this point. So that way, if they do Marnie us, then we only have like the best cards left in our deck. Well, Big Charm we can actually just like use. Surge we literally will never be able to use. Volcanions we do not need. So we'll go there and then take our 3 prizes. So now all we need at this point is Gust and an energy. That's all we need, unless again they could play a Big Charm. It's not out of the realm of possibility that they play a Big Charm. But the biggest thing that we're worried about here is a Marnie. So we see a Tag Call. Gonna grab like probably an ADP and a supporter. I would have to, there we go. ADP and Mallow and Lana. But geez, I would love to, okay, so that pretty much wraps up the game. Again, they would need a Big Charm on that Crobat to have any shot. But yeah, looking pretty good. I'm feeling cool about this deck. This is a really neat deck. I haven't really put a lot of time into Charizard Braxien. Feels pretty good, to be honest. Aside from that ADP that we hit on the first turn, or the first game, like I've been feeling pretty solid about our chances pretty much in every matchup. So it's a nice little deck to be able to feature here. I think this game is pretty indicative of how this deck can run, and I'm happy we got to face, and maybe not the ideal ADP matchup, but certainly an ADP matchup to kind of show off. Okay, so there's the Big Charm. Well, they needed another Big Charm for that Crobat. But to kind of show off, you know, what this deck can do, I'm happy we got there. So Thunderous Bolt for 200, gonna take that knockout, but we have Energy Attach and Gust. Didn't know they played Dedenne, but doesn't matter. So we'll go ahead with the Charizard Braxien. Come on, let me. Gimme. Attach our energy. Boom. Boom. Gust. You're done, bud. Brilliant Flare, thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this overview of Charizard Braxien. Let me know if you're deciding to play this for your upcoming tournaments. Only got a few more weeks left of this current format, but let me know down below. It's been really fun playing these games for you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon, and remember, good luck and also have fun.